Good morning, everyone. This is Mike Dutter with the National Weather Service in Wakefield, and let's go ahead and get started with our Monday morning weather briefing. First of all, I want to actually show you some low temperatures from this morning. Lots of 60s and even some mid to upper 50s across the Piedmont, even extending to the I-95 corridor this morning. Nice, early season sort of taste of fall, or at least early fall across the area as a cold front moved through the region over the weekend and giving us these very pleasant morning temperatures across the area. These temperatures are actually supposed to continue for the next day or two before we start to see more summer-like conditions later on this week, but I'll get into that in a minute. Overall, the weather pattern for the next couple of days at least looks very pleasant, with this high pressure remaining in control, giving us sunny days, seasonably mild, but cool at night, relatively cool at night, and less humidity until we get into Wednesday and Thursday, as this next low pressure system and frontal system brings additional moisture into the area, especially Thursday and again into Friday. Before perhaps the weekend again turning dry and at least not as showery and stormy as the end of this week. For severe weather, again, outside of the very far southeast, really around along the Albemarle Sound, not really much in the way of severe weather expected for the next few days. Again, with that high pressure overhead. And generally quiet conditions for thunderstorm activity, especially tomorrow. There's a slight increase of the potential for storms on Wednesday, but I think the better chances will be Thursday into Friday as that next system moves through. And with that, the best chances for precipitation and with those isolated to scattered storms will be across the far southeast, again, close to the Albemarle Sound. And that's also where our highest probabilities of precipitation is. But again, it's only 20 to 30% probabilities for this afternoon into early this evening. Beyond that, it will be it will be dry on Tuesday, and again, potentially on Wednesday as well. Here is our regional forecast for the next week. Again, very seasonable temperatures. The next couple of days will be the coolest, at least at night, with temperatures, again, maybe into the upper 50s and lower 60s, warming up a little bit by Wednesday morning for the low temperatures, mid to upper 60s. But again, still not that's still at or slightly below normal for this time of year. And then you can see once we get into later in the week and into the weekend, we start to see that more humidity come back, and our overnight lows will be at or above normal. But again, our afternoon temperatures will be mostly into the mid to upper 80s all week, maybe a few 90s possible in places, lower 90s, but again, very seasonable temperatures. And once again, when you get into Thursday, into Friday, this is really the time period for our next best chances for showers and thunderstorms, potentially into Saturday as well. But once you get into Sunday, those chances decrease as that frontal boundary moves away from the area. So again, our big weather days for at least showers and thunderstorms will be Thursday, Friday, and potentially into Saturday. Rip current wise, low rip current risk for the next several days. The very generally light winds, waves are generally 2 feet or less across the entire region for the next few days. Very pleasant beach conditions expected with the low rip current risk, really right through Wednesday, perhaps increasing a little bit on Thursday as south winds increase. But for the next few days, at least, very quiet rip currents forecast. And looking ahead for the next later in the week and into next week, uh, again, we're favoring above normal temperatures for late in the weekend into early next week, and above normal precipitation. Again, we're getting back into, even though the next couple of days will be relatively quiet and somewhat fall-like, late in the weekend into next week, we will get back into a little bit more summertime with a little bit more humidity, as well as those afternoon, evening showers and thunderstorms. And the tropics, again, we are right in the middle of hurricane season now, so the tropics are getting a little bit more active. We have two systems that the Hurricane Center is monitoring. The one over the central subtropical Atlantic that is expected to move due north, and not impact at least any land in the next few days. There's a 50% chance of formation of that. And then there's a tropical wave that is just moving off Africa right now. And there is a hint of this may slowly develop over the next week, as it traverses the tropical Atlantic. And again, there's a 50% probability of that developing into a tropical depression, over the tropical Atlantic over the next week, and we'll see what happens again. But relatively quiet other than that for the tropics for this time of year. Again, we get into the second week of September. That's the peak of hurricane season. So we are approaching that peak of hurricane season. So not surprising that we're starting to see some of this activity here. And so that's all I have for today. Short briefing today. Again, the weather is pretty quiet for compared to the last few weeks or even the last month or so. So be happy to take any questions.